Good morning. Right, time to bring a little bit of order to the kitchen chaos. I've edited yesterday's video and it's just exporting. Then I'll upload it, but in the meantime, there's always washing up to do. Look at this, darlings. Wet, soapy hands. And my hands are wet and soapy because I'm a real man. So I don't have a dishwasher. Ladies, let me give you a little tip. Now, if a man is part of a couple, and certainly if they have children, and there's a dishwasher in the home, that's perfectly normal and acceptable. If a lady lives alone and has a dishwasher, again, that's okay. If a man lives alone and has a dishwasher, then be very, very wary of him because he's probably a wrong 'un. He's probably the sort of chap that if you got involved with him in a kind of relationship, he would want to do that thing. And I know there's a word for it, but I don't know the words for these things. But he would want to watch you being podgered by another chap, and that's how he'd get his jollies. Yes, yeah. A man living alone with a dishwasher, questions would have to be asked. I'll tell you what we'll do now. Let's go. I've got, I think these are the right details for the SIM card in Officer Crabtree. Let's go and see if his onboard telephone works, shall we? Right, not sure exactly how this works, so oh well, let's just try ringing the number and see what happens. Okay, so oh, didn't mean to do that. Sorry Ram, didn't mean to call you. Okay, so oh, do I need to activate the SIM? How do you activate the SIM? Right, your mobile number 0734229. Oh! Oh! Okay, that works then. That works then. Right, so, right, Officer Crabtree, oops, dropping that. Officer Crabtree has got a working telephone. So can I, hang on, so audio, telematics, directory, telephone functions, manage PIN code, call options, directory. I don't know what any of that means. Call, dial, oh, okay. Well, I haven't got any credit on the SIM card, so I can't do anything else, but there you go. If nothing else, we know that Officer Crabtree has got a working telephone. That's quite cool, isn't it? Okay, well, we've done the washing up. We've established that Officer Crabtree now has a working telephone. Time to think about lunch. And lunch is going to involve the leftover chicken drumsticks and this potato po, which I am now going to peel. Oh yes. Okay. Having divested Mr. Potato of his outer clothing, I shall now cleft him into multiple parts. Now he's quite a sizable chap, so I think 6 parts will be sufficient. There we go. Right. I shall now take the saucepan and fill it with moist water. There we go. Pop the potato parts into said moist water, and quite simply apply some heat. Except it's not that simple. On this stove, there we are, heat applied. Now, I have received a couple of packages today. This one, I can see it's from Carol C. And I don't know whether to open these now or save them and do them on the live stream. I think I'll do them on the live. But there's that one there, and this one, if I can grab hold of it, this has come from overseas, Finland, and the lovely P2P. And I know that there's also a gift in here for Little Lemon. So I think I'll save them for tonight's live stream. But thank you very much. Right, that's the bin put out. Let's get some lunch on the table, shall we? My video's uploaded. I've done the thumbnail. I just need to do the description and title and whatnot. But that can wait until after lunch. Right, let's take the heat off these spuds and get stuff sorted. See you at the lunch table.
Absolutely love. Go on, go and fill your socks. Go for it. Is it fill your socks? I can't remember what phrase is now. So we've done a bit of a job steal here. My friend has come along and he has traded me this and taken away that horrible silver Igo that no amount of money I threw at it ever made it work right. And being a condition I wanted to be in, I just wasn't confident selling it. On the other hand, he had this that he sold to a customer. Now he sold this to a customer on the basis it would need welding at next MOT. I think it had 5 months MOT on it. He sold it about half price, saying that it needed welding next MOT. I think you already would guess where this is going. The lady took it in for a MOT and it said it needs welding. At which point she returned it to my chap and said she wanted the money back. And he said, I just don't want any more to do with it. So we did a bit of a deal. I lost money on the Igo, he lost money on the Suzuki, and hopefully we can get out of it alive. He can't get labour rates like I can for getting the welding done. So I should be able to get the welding done on a funny retail it. Anybody knows anything about these chimneys down here in North Devon, they go mad for them, absolutely mad for them. They love these little Suzuki chimneys. This will be worth good money done up. I wouldn't be surprised if it's worth over £4,000 done. They go for really, really strong money. They've all had welding. You're not going to find one that hasn't had welding. They love to rot these things. It's just very costly for people to get that kind of work done. Whereas obviously I can get it done trade rates wise. So we're going to drop it down to Moores now. Perhaps they'll let me know that I've underestimated the amount of cost that will be involved in doing it. If so, it will end up probably being swapped out for the Panda in the fields. But like I said, the resale market for these is pretty mad. Don't forget I did one at this age with an automatic gearbox that had about, I think had about 12,000, 15,000 miles, which obviously a lot less than this one. But that vehicle was worth over £10,000. So again, rather than get into the comments and make yourself look silly, get online and start checking out what money these chimneys go for. You'll be very, very surprised. Anyway.
Okay, darling, so I've made mashed potato. That's just mashed potato with butter and black pepper. I've made Cajun style gravy, in a sense. All I've done there, I used some bisto, I banged in a few spices, some white pepper, and a bit of wine, and tastes fabulous. And we've got the leftover chicken drumsticks. Oh, these are going to be fabulous. Bit of a jump up the ladder door, but I'm really looking forward to this. This gravy is beautiful. Another example of how you can improve a cheat by just adding some bits to it. There you go. Check that out. I can't wait. There you go. Huh. Lovely. Right, let's get it to the table and I'll see you after the event. Okay, here we go again, my lovelies. It is time. Why is that not working? Oh, because it's the wrong key, you total twat. Back in a minute. Right, let's try again. Viz the right key. Oh, that's more like it. What can I tell you? It's dark. It's really cold. It's been a nice day today, but my God, it's cold. And we're, it's because I'm in reverse, isn't it? It's because I'm in reverse. The rear wiper kicks in automatically, of course it does. I knew that. And of course this car, being a diesel, takes forever to warm up. There's good old Officer Crabtree. I'll give you 3 rings, let you know I'm there safely, officer. And the bin which I did put out. And there is Sir Richard and Lady Morris, and pardon the noise, I'm going to have to put the blower on. I'm misting up. Well, the car's misting up. You know what I mean. Try not to be awkward, there's good people. Oh, gosh. Okay. Straight out, no messing. Are you catastrophically on the wonk? Come on now, I've told you about that sort of thing. soon as I've got a free hand, I will unwonk you. Oh, it's not natural going to I've kind of, hang on, unwonking in progress. There you go, you are now slightly less wonked. I kind of did this before. I worked on the ambulances for a while. Now, you know, that's one of the life story things that I should do, isn't it? How did I end up working on the ambulances when I'd kind of retired? Okay, I can tell you that if you're interested. I was kind of in the process of moving up here with to join the artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty. It's before we were married, but I can whiz out in front of that car, can't I? But yeah, for a time I was sort of living half up here, half down there, and I was kind of doing a bit of work down there and doing a bit up here. It was when I didn't know what I was doing. It came in a lull. I kind of thought I'd retired from the car place, but I ended up going back. They made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and the entertainment businesses were kind of on the way towards winding down, and I was just doing stuff to keep me occupied. So I was doing a couple of days work up here. That was when I was working at the... Hello, what's going on here? Oh, don't try and overtake there, mate. Mate, it's a blind brow of a hill. Don't overtake there. Don't be a twat. There's a bend coming up. After the bend, you might be in with a shout. Yeah, so I was working, just when I was up here, I was doing a couple of days a week for a nursing agency, and that was how I ended up working at the psych intensive care unit at the Chesterfield Royal. And I was doing a few days work down in Worcestershire. I was actually doing a few days a week at my mother's nursing home. And the artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty suddenly became responsible for the ambulance service. It had been farmed out to EMAS, East Midlands Ambulance Services, because it was going to be cheaper. And when that happened, they found out that the reason it was cheaper was because the standards were appallingly low. So it was brought back in-house, and because of the position that the artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty had, it came within her purview, and she became ultimately responsible for resetting up the ambulance service. Not all of it, but PTS and Delta Crew. And that involved recruiting either from within or without. And she kind of said, why don't you come and do it? Move up here full time, do this job, you'd be really good at it and you'd love it. And I thought, yeah, maybe I would. So I did, and did it for a while. Right, here we go. He's going to try and overtake any minute now. We are, nice car coming. We are behind a raving slow coach. But yeah, the point I was talking about that was that in those days, over winter, I would get up and go to work in the dark, because we started at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and I would come home in the dark. working mostly in daylight. Anyway, the point is I'm doing it again, aren't I? I'm going to work in the dark and I'm coming home in the dark, but at least I get the full day. Right, enough of that nonsense. Let's concentrate on what's going on in front of us, and is there going to be a double overtake of this dawdling Doris? Oh hello, it's getting bleeding foggy now. That's going to chuck an extra element into the mix. Oh, they are going way too slowly. We're doing 20 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour. I'm normally doing 60 here. We've obviously got, no, I mean this is ridiculously slow. There's no way that the road or weather conditions warrant driving this slowly. We've just got somebody who is not a very confident or competent driver in front of us. Thing is, the fog does make you more oh, come on. The fog does leave you more disinclined to execute an overtake because your visibility is compromised. We're just going to have to hope that they don't go the same way as us and turn off somewhere. I really should, around this time of year, I should start leaving 15 minutes earlier to leave time for reduced speed driving, whether that's due to weather conditions, road conditions, or twats in front of us who are unaware of where the loud pedal is. Oh, is he going for it? He's going for it. It's, oh God, he's in the ditch. Oh, that was properly dodgy. I've got no idea if the camera picked that up or not, but the slow car that we are now directly behind either wasn't aware that an overtake was happening or was just being a little bit obstinate, and they maintained their position on the road. They had probably 9 inches to a foot of space where they could have moved to their left to make the overtake easier. And oh bollocks, they are going our way. Oh no, they're not. No, they're not. They're taking the extreme right. Oh, happy days. Well, we can get our clock down now. We can catch up with the overtaking car. Yeah, so the slow car didn't move fully over to the left as they could have, and the overtaking car had 2 wheels fully off the road. He's lucky there wasn't a direct fall off the road there, otherwise steering would have been ripped out of his hands and that would have been an incident. Okay, cabaret over, time for Radio 4. Catch you very shortly. Greetings, Honourable Bridge. Right, let's see what the situation is with the old Christmas lights. Now, last night, for whatever reason, around half of them were on and the other half were not, so I don't know if they're turning them on in stages or if they were just testing them or if it was a mistake, or not a clue. Oh, and looks like it's same situation tonight. The one by the Chinese is on, the one on our building is not on. There are blue flashing lights. What's going on there? Right. quite naturally, upstairs is in total darkness, and there will be a noticeable absence of Mr. O'Reilly's community service workers, or whatever they are. I'm not going to call them builders. Builders build things. These people are escapees or something, I don't know. Right, let's go and see what's what, shall we? God, what a night. What a night. Absolutely rubbish, darlings. Oh, it's the end of the night. I'm on my way home, if that wasn't obvious. That was absolutely pants. No idea why. We did pretty much zero business. We had 3 or 4 takeaways. Actually, maybe it was only 3. And inside we had maybe 10, 12 people, 3 or 4 tables. But right, batten your ears back, darlings, because have I got an update for you? And that's a rhetorical question. I have got a hell of an update for you, so listen up. See some of the Christmas lights lit up. Many of them are not. Okay, right, what's happened? Well, Vishnu yesterday finally had enough and lost the plot. It's not just the delays per se, it's the fact that he's a very busy man. He doesn't want any headaches from relatively minor things, and he's got Ram and whatever pestering him all the time. And also, Vishnu is a man held in the very highest of regard in his community. He's one of the big names. He's the president of the UK Nepali Society. He's Gurkhali. He's not a man to be fucked about, basically. And he finally had enough, lost the plot yesterday. So I'm told tonight by Ram. You know, of the builders not turning up and whatnot, and he just lost it big time. And Vishnu losing his temper is a scary thing. Trust me, he's never lost his temper with me. I've never given him reason to. And vice versa, I've never lost my temper with him. He's never given me reason to. But I've seen him lose his temper with other people, and yeah, it's scary. And apparently on Monday he totally lost the plot. He called the landlord and he bawled him out to such an extent with the worst language and invective that you can possibly imagine. He said that he would close the restaurant, close the doors, that the landlord would not see a penny, and that he was going to sue him for £50,000 for this, that and the other. And apparently he was so, get this, he made the landlord cry. He actually made the landlord cry. He properly went in with both size 11s. Now, the landlord is not an experienced landlord. It's not an experienced man. He's not a businessman. He's a youngish chap who inherited his father's property. I was going to say empire, but that's a bit too grandiose. He inherited his father's property portfolio. You know, Naz, the guy that I was friendly with, the father that I used to look after. So he's not really used to dealing with this, and he's certainly not used to dealing with somebody like Vishnu properly putting the fucking shits up him. And yeah, he actually made him cry. And he was saying, what can I, so got to the bottom of things. Mr. O'Reilly's community servicemen are related to the landlord. the landlord is in a somewhat awkward position because he has paid £20,000 of the total payment. Now, they haven't done 20,000 quid worth of work, so the landlord has said to them, I'm not going to pay you because this, that and the other. But the problem is, the builders, relatives or not, they're in the pound seats, because the landlord's paid them 20 grand. They haven't done anything like 20,000 quid worth of work. So if the landlord says, right, I'm not going to pay you, they're just going to say, fine, we're not coming back, goodbye. And they're in profit. You know, the landlord would have to sue them. And if they're relatives, and this has all been done informally, and there's no contract, which is going to be the case, isn't it? Let's be honest. Then the landlord hasn't got a leg to stand on. So yeah, if he says, look, I'm not paying you, which is apparently what he said to them, are they going to turn up? Of course they're not going to turn up. They'll just think, okay, well, we've done whatever, £6,000 worth of work, we've been paid 20 grand, fine, we'll bugger off and we're 14 grand to the good, thank you very much. Now that is conjecture and guesswork on my part, but I do know that the landlord has paid them £20,000 effectively in advance, and you know, I can roughly gauge the amount of work that they've actually done. So, having put that all on the landlord and vented his spleen, shouting at the top of his voice, swearing, threatening this, that and the other, and the landlord's telling him, what can I do, these people are my relatives, I've paid them money, I've told them I will not pay, blah blah blah. So Bishnu then, still plenty of firepower in his pocket, Bishnu rang the builder, didn't he? The boss, and fucking let him have it, both barrels too, and also threatened to sue him, threatened this, that and the other, and the builder's saying, please Bishnu, give me 1 day, 2 day maximum, I come and start blah blah blah. That was yesterday, so in other words it would be yesterday or today, no builders. So what is the situation now then? Well, the situation now is that Bishnu is thoroughly and totally fucked off with it all, and Bishnu is now in full agreement with me and the others that we need to look for a new restaurant. That can't be done overnight, obviously, but yeah, that is the feeling at the moment. What's going to happen now? I honestly don't know. I'm guessing, and this is a guess, I'm guessing that we are at an impasse. I know that the landlord said to the builders, I'm not going to pay you, blah blah blah. I know that he's paid them 20 grand in advance. That much I know. So I'm guessing that we've got a weird impasse situation where the landlord is saying that he won't pay the builders, or he's threatening not to pay the builders because nothing's been done in the time scale and in the right way. So I'm guessing that the builders are not coming because they don't think they're going to get paid. So what's the way out of that? Well, as things stand at the moment, the landlord has got an unusable space upstairs that is earning no income, and he's got a space downstairs where the tenants, us, are on the verge of leaving. So what's he going to do? If he's got any sense, then what he's going to do is either sort things out with these relatives of his somehow, or I think he's going to have to take the loss. He's going to have to accept that he's paid £20,000 to a group of people who apparently are relatives of his, and he's going to have to write that money off. How much work they've done and whether it is of any value or what value it is, I don't know. For all I know, everything that they've done up there has been done to such a bad standard that it would all need doing again anyway. I don't know. I haven't been up there. I haven't seen. I know that the problem that they were supposed to be fixing with our ceiling, I know that it took them 3 goes to fix it, because we had the same problem, floods coming down in the toilets 3 more times. And I've been told by somebody I know who has supplied them with stuff, he says, look, they're cowboys, they don't know what they're doing, they're using the wrong materials, they haven't got a clue, they're just clueless. So I think that the landlord is going to have to suck it up. I think his options are, well, what are his options? He's going to have to suck up the 20 grand loss and get a proper firm of builders in to do the job properly and very, very quickly, so that we are fully placated and we don't immediately look for another restaurant. His alternatives other than that are what? Just leave the place empty, not earning money, lose us downstairs. Good luck trying to get another tenant another commercial tenant with the building the way it is. And what's his other option? Sell the property. So I've got no idea what's going to happen then. I honestly haven't got a clue. So I don't know. But yeah, there has been Vishnu's kind of let loose the nuclear bomb now, hasn't he? So we're just gonna have to see how the landlord reacts to it. But I think that probably, come what may, I think that we're going to be looking for new premises, and we'll be buying it. There's the place on the other side of the square coming up for auction very soon. Fabulous space. That would be a 120 seater restaurant, 3 times the size that we've got now. So there you go, darlings, that is tonight's update. Pardon me, I'm going to burp. There we are. And that is tonight's update. That's it. Right, I'm going to catch a bit of Radio 4. I'll come back to say good night to you. Okay, my lovelies, we are heading towards home and heading towards the end of another day, and of course another video. And thank you for your company as always. It just really wouldn't be the same without you. I know I say that every night, but I say it because it's true every night. And wishing you all a safe and peaceful night ahead, and a decent day tomorrow. I hope you can grab a little bit of joy from it somehow and somewhere, and take really good care of yourselves and take care of those you love and who love you. Dear old Windy Bottom. It's never less than a joy to come home. Oh, hello. What's this big thing coming up the road towards us? What's that? Oh, it's an AA recovery truck. There we are. Don't try and turn left, mate. I hope you're turning right. Yes, you are. Good chap. Right then. Okay, darlings. Much love from me, and I'll see you next time.